New Michigan poll has Trump ahead of Biden, but behind Whitmer. Lansing, Mich. President Joe Biden, facing political headwinds in Michigan as the Democrat seeks a second term as president, is trailing Republican Donald Trump 13 months before the November 2024 election, according to a poll released this week. The October 2-8 survey of about 600 likely voters in Michigan, commissioned by the Lansing-based consulting firm Marketing Resource Group, found 42% either planned to vote for Trump or leaned in Trump's favor, while 35% planned to vote for Biden or leaned in Biden's favor. About 20% of participants said they expected to vote for someone else, and 3% declined to pick a candidate. The poll had a margin of error of ±4 percentage points. Its results revealed dissatisfaction among voters with both Biden and Trump, but particularly with Biden, said Jenell Leonard, a Republican political consultant and the owner of Marketing Resource Group. Time equals 400 Ms. greater than in a hypothetical contest for president between Trump and Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer, a Democrat. The same Marketing Resource Group survey found Whitmer beating Trump 46% to 40%, a 13-point swing from the Biden-Trump result. It tells me that Biden has a problem, not necessarily the Democrats. Leonard said of the numbers, "He has a problem with the base," Leonard added. "If the base doesn't show up, they could likely see themselves in the same situation as they saw in 2016. Democratic President Joe Biden trailed former Republican President Donald Trump by 7 percentage points in a new statewide poll of likely Michigan voters that was commissioned by the Lansing-based consulting firm Marketing Resource Group. On his way to the White House, Trump became the first Republican to win a presidential race in Michigan in nearly 3 decades in 2016, beating Democrat Hillary Clinton by 10,704 votes, or a fraction of 1 percentage point. But since then, Democrats have dominated statewide contests in Michigan. Biden defeated Trump in Michigan by 154,000 votes, or 3 percentage points, in 2020. And Whitmer won her first term as governor in 2018 by 9 points over Republican Bill Schuette. Then, last year, she gained a second term by defeating Republican Tudor Dixon by 11 points, and Democrats won control of the state House and Senate for the first time in 40 years. Now, with Democrats having to run as incumbents and some voters frustrated with high prices on groceries and gas, experts expect a competitive presidential race in Michigan next year. Time equals 400 Ms. greater than Adrian Hammond, a Democrat and CEO of the Lansing-based consulting firm Grassroots Midwest, said he's seen similar poll numbers for a Trump-Biden rematch from other pollsters compared with the ones released by Marketing Resource Group. At least in Michigan, the race between Trump and Biden is essentially a jump ball, Hammond said. Trump might be a slight favorite right now. Dissatisfied voters. Marketing Resource Group commissions polls twice a year. The survey released this week was done over the phone, with 75% of the interviews conducted through cell phones only or with cell phone-dominant households. According to the firm, of the 594 participants asked about the next presidential election, 90% said they would definitely vote, 8% said they would probably vote, and 2% said they probably wouldn't vote or didn't know. Asked if participants looked forward to a rematch between Biden and Trump in 2024, 67% said they didn't, while 24% said they did. Trump is facing a crowded field of GOP challengers for the Republican nomination for president. But the former president has maintained substantial leads over his primary opponents in early polling in key states. Americans are dissatisfied with both of the most likely choices for president in 2024, Hammond said of Biden and Trump. This dynamic makes it even more difficult than it is normally to predict what will happen in the presidential race a year from now, he said. People might vote for a third-party candidate, people might stay home and not vote at all, or they might leave the top of the ticket blank, Hammond said. It's also possible that voters will return to the party they usually support, or voters will back Biden when they realize the only alternative is Trump, he added. Both the president and the former president are deeply unpopular, Hammond said. One of them is in office right now, and he is going to bear the brunt of the unpopularity. High marks for Whitmer. Biden, as the incumbent, is widely expected to cruise to the Democratic nomination for president next year. Time equals 400 Ms. greater than Whitmer is supporting Biden's re-election campaign and has promised to serve a full 4-year term as Michigan's governor, which would conclude at the end of 2026. But Leonard said Whitmer currently appears to be able to unite the Democratic base in Michigan in ways that Biden can't. While 58% of Michigan voters disapprove of the job Biden is doing, 39% disapprove of the job Whitmer is doing. From left, Michigan Lieutenant Governor Garland Gilchrist II, Governor Gretchen Whitmer and Attorney General Dana Nessel listened during a Monday night event in Southfield at the Congregation Sheri Zedek Synagogue after surprise attacks on Israel by Hamas militants over the weekend. The governor received her highest job approvals from Detroit metropolitan area voters, especially those in Detroit, Wayne County, Oakland County and the Tri-County area, as well, a marketing resource group analysis of the poll numbers said. She also received positive job approval ratings from Democrats, liberals, younger voters, union members, African Americans and women voters. When asked if she were a Democrat, would she be attempting to get Biden to step aside for the 2024 race? Leonard replied, absolutely. But Hammond said that's unlikely to happen, he said. Biden, who is 80 years old, has been running for office with his eyes on the presidency since he became an adult. Whitmer will end up being an advantage for Biden and Democrats next year, Hammond predicted. The most popular politician in the state is on their team, Hammond said. Time equals 400 Ms. greater than, copyright 2023 www.detroitnews.com. Visit at detroitnews.com. Distributed by Tribune Content Agency, LLC. Click here to read more from the Gazette.